This week, we follow the direct aftermath of King Joffrey's death, and Dany arrives at Meereen, the next city that is on her path. Welcome to the top 5 moments from the episode, followed by the overall verdict.
No one had more cause to kill Joffrey than Sansa, but the girl's no assassin, and with my wife's disappearance, it makes me seem that much more guilty.
Okay, so Tyrion is now facing another tricky situation, having appeared to be behind the murder of the king. Us as viewers know for a fact that he is not behind it, and while Tyrion is looking for someone to stand trial for him in his defence, he touchingly tells Podrick to break all his ties with him so that he doesn't die on Tyrion's behalf.
If I have to take that long walk to the executioner's block, I don't want to see your head already mounted.
My lord.
Pod, I am giving you an order. There has never lived a more loyal squire.
What kind of king do you think you'll be?
A good king?
I think so as well. You've got the right temperament for it.
Tywin informs Tommen of the fact that he already came to realise, with Joffrey dead, he is now next in line to the throne. But what have all the previous kings lacked, Tywin asks.
So, we have a man who starves himself to death, a man who lets his own brother murder him, and a man who thinks that winning and ruling are the same thing. What do they all lack?
Wisdom.
Yes.
Wisdom is what makes a good king.
Yes.
She got
Hide! Hide!
After gathering together a few of their clans, the wildlings struck a small village, killing everything in their way apart from one boy to tell the tale. They let him run back to Castle Black, where they realise that Mance has the full force necessary to overwhelm them, but they just don't know it yet.
Where's Sansa?
Find her. Bar the gates of the city, seize every ship in the harbour.
As Sansa is being assisted by Dontos to flee the scene of Joffrey's murder, they arrive at a ship anchored far out of sight from the shore. As she climbs aboard, she is greeted by the familiar face of Lord Baelish, hinting at a few things that he may have been involved in.
Wait!
And he did it all for gold. Money buys a man's silence for a time. A bolt in the heart buys it forever.
I come from nothing. And before long, I will return to nothing. Let me kill this man for you.
Very well.
Top spot for me this week goes to the Battle of the Champions. Well, that's if you can call it a battle. As Meereen's champion squares off against Daario, who is standing in for Dany's army, there was only going to be one outcome. My overall verdict for this week's episode of Game of Thrones is an 8 out of 10. The most important fact we found out about this week's episode, for those who weren't sure anyway, is the fact that Tyrion is not behind the death of King Joffrey. A few scenes hint that Littlefinger may possibly be behind it, with his plan to get Sansa out of the city as soon as possible, as well as a few other scenes point back to him. But we're not certain yet, and there may be other people involved, so the murderer's name isn't etched on stone just quite yet.
I had it made a few weeks ago. What did I once tell you about the capital?
We're all liars here.
Come.
And I don't know what it is with Jaime now. You hated him from the beginning, and then he went through sort of a redemption season where you actually begin to feel sorry for him. And now it's back to him raping Cersei and getting us to hate him again. So in truth, I have no idea where Jaime's story is going, but I hope that they aren't going back to square one with him. Dany showing her versatility in tactics was good to see. It shows she has wisdom of herself and her council to not approach each city in the same way. As Meereen from the outside looks like a fortress, her tactic of speaking directly to the slaves and throwing the shackles into the city shows that she hopes that the slaves will do a lot of the work for her. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next week.
Man says all he needs to crush us, he just doesn't know it yet. And even if every one of us kills 100 wildlings, there's still not a thing we can do to stop them.